Hey guys, it's Ross Scott, and on the Space Couch, so we're going to have a look at what this has to say about General Leia Organa. And there is Her Worshipfulness' spread. Obviously, she can't take a major part in the film, but I did feel they used those, the deleted scenes, I guess, or unused scenes, as best as they could, given the circumstances. And she did get a very nice send-off when she passes in universe, and those little bits that we saw of her training with Luke, and then again at the very end as the Force Spirit, were very respectfully done, and that was needed, as well as what they had from the cutting room floor from the other two movies. But let's just see what it says about her. And there is the Tantive 4 that I did mention previously. Since relocating to Ajan Kloss, Leia has split her time between overseeing the recruitment effort that is vital to expanding the Resistance and training a Jedi who is vital to preserving the Resistance. She cannot help but be reminded of her own training and the visions she received in those early days that ultimately led her away from the Jedi path. Such a change was not due to a lack of conviction, quite the opposite. Her choices are never made lightly, even now at what she recognises as the end of her days. Having outlived her brother and her husband, and endured more hardship than any one person could be expected to bear, she has certainty regarding her path. We'll just see what it says about the Tantive 4, because there's a bit here and here. There you see it in the Star Destroyer docking bay, and there it is there. And we see it several times in the film, with that amazing shot of it flying over the forest. It's just beautiful. Leia has recently been reunited with her consular ship from her teen years, which was discovered mouldering in a hangar in the Yama system by a sympathetic former Imperial senator. It was returned as a gift. The red markings indicate it used to be a consular ship. The escape pods are still missing from the battle over Tatooine. And what else? The Bank of 11 Corellian Engineering Corporation sublight engines at the back. And then the legacy of the Tantive 4. The Tantive 4 was a historic Alderaanian consular ship that shuttled the Death Star plans away from Scarif after the Rebel Alliance's first victory. A faulty hyperdrive system allowed the Empire to track and intercept it over Tatooine. The captured Tantive 4 was scheduled to be destroyed as part of a falsified report to the Senate, but the Senate was disbanded within days and the ship's destruction was no longer a priority. In the same way that Tarkin's ship, the Carrion Spike, was just rotting away in a hangar until it was found by what's-his-face, who ended up being the First Order Security Bureau guy, Poe Dameron's nemesis, I forget his name now. So we also have a little bit on Nien Nunb. And him it says, a Celestin pilot who flew with the Rebel Alliance, Nunb now flies the Tantive 4. Though capable as a snub fighter pilot, he is honoured to fly General Organa's personal craft. Insulated boots relined with cooling inserts on Solust, he has. And he's got his flight jacket as well, Spacer's flight vest, and he's holding an EL-16 blaster rifle. Now, who is this guy? He's Kos Ferdam. And he is of Alderaanian ancestry, though he is too young to have ever set foot on Alderaan himself. He regards General Organa as royalty, as do we all, and takes seriously his role as the Tantive 4's co-pilot. And he's got a flight helmet with retractable data goggles. What's this bit in the middle? Survival vest with inflatable cells and gear storage. And the flight harness affixes to the pilot's chair, which is here, and there's his vest. And obviously we have Cadel Connix here as well. Cadel Connix has put her past as a mutineer against Vice Admiral Holdo behind her and still has the trust of General Organa. She has been instrumental in setting up the Resistance's Ajan Kloss operations, becoming good friends with Beaumont Kin and Rose Tico in the process. Necessity now often moves her out of control rooms and into combat zones, where she's able to exercise her impressive martial abilities against the First Order. And she's from Dulathia, apparently. Now, on the other page, always with you, it says, and there we see her holding Han Solo's medal from A New Hope. Though her training with Luke was cut short, many of the lessons her brother imparted resonated deeply with Leia. As Luke had explained from personal experience, the Force allows glimpses of the future, the past, and of the departed. At times, these voices from beyond may offer guidance through moments of hardship. Leia believes this to be true as it explains her indelible images of her mother, who died before Leia could ever get to know her. Leia felt Luke joined the Force and has no doubt that he, as well as Han, are with her now. She tells Rey that she too will hear these voices when she can fully accept all that she is, and then move beyond individual identity within the Force. And the Alderaanian hairstyles have symbolic meaning. In the last one, she had a mourning braid in her hair, and this is quite similar to that. And it said, she doesn't wear a rank badge because everybody knows her status and who she is. She is the one in charge. She doesn't need something telling everybody she's in charge. Yeah. Leia is attended to closely by Snap Wexley, Rose Tico, Cadel Connix, and Beaumont Kin, who all put in extra effort. Maz Kanata is Leia's personal counsel, and the general values Maz's timeless wisdom. Leia reflects on recent losses as she holds Han Solo's Medal of Honor closely. He earned it for the impromptu rescue mission that brought them together 35 years earlier. More, I think, for helping blow up the Death Star, but I'm sure the rescue was part of it as well. And here we see her timeline, so let's see that. 53 BSI, born on Polis Massa with Luke, adopted by the Alderaanian royal family. 37 BSI, Rite of Passage. 36 BSI, Mercy Mission to Lothal. 34 BSI, Captured by the Empire. 34 BSI, Destruction of Alderaan. 33 BSI, Rallying of Alderaanian Survivors. 30 BSI, Infiltrates Jabba's Palace, Slays the Crime Lord. 30 BSI, Mission to Endor, Learns of Family Legacy. 30 BSI, Marries Han Solo. 30 BSI, Ceases Jedi Training. The year 30 BSI was a very busy one for Princess Leia. 29 BSI, gives birth to Ben Solo. 6 BSI, ousted from political office, and we see that in the Bloodline book. 6 to 5 BSI, she forms a resistance and gathers old rebel allies. And 0 ASI, begins training Rey in the Force. So there you go. That is the spread for Princess or General Leia Organa of blessed memory. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, she couldn't have a big role in it. They did what they could, and it was respectful. Some of the scenes are a little bit clunky, but when you know that they're trying to be respectful, you can allow that. And like I said, those little bits where it is CGI, or maybe you see like a body double, it's perfectly acceptable in these circumstances because it did add to the sense of closure that we got for Princess Leia. But for now, I hope you enjoyed her spread. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment or suggestion for a common topic you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.